evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, WW7ATS, the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. It's a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the airways with fast scan television. We have a repeater located up on Cougar Mountain. We transmit on 70 centimeters. It's a crossband repeater and spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. To find out more about the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, Google WW7ATS. That's Google WW7ATS. That will take you to our homepage where you'll see the frequencies that we transmit on and a little background about our club. Also, there's a link on our homepage that takes you to YouTube where we stream our nets held Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. Also, we'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR's repeater 147.08 with a tone of 103.5 for Cougar Mountain for our nets being held this evening. So with that, I'll pause in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact on the 08 machine before the net gets fully underway. Again, this is Dave, KD7CYM. N7KC. Hearing none. Checked in via video links already is Lee, N7KC. Bert in and out, N7CS. Bob, K9PQ. Richard, K7ITX. Wade, W7ITL. Jim, N7QO. James, WU7N. And myself, Dave, KD7CYM. Is there anybody else that wishes to check into the net?
7QKU. See, I didn't get the email from Richard to join the Zoom.
Okay. Also, the net acknowledges KD7QKU Ron. And let's start off the net with Ron, KD7QKU in Tacoma.
Trying to get my Zoom working, Dave. Could you pass me, please?
Okay, let's go to Lee, N7KC in Port Angeles.
Okay, Lee here in 7KC in Port Angeles. MIN. Oh, good show. Okay. Well, very good. Well, good evening, all. I missed a few nets here. And Ron, for your information, I had the Zoom link on an email from Richard. It worked good. I didn't last week, but I did this week. And last week I had no Echo link, but apparently Bert did. I don't understand that, but anyway, everything's working fine now. Been really pretty spectacular weather here. Not a lot of rain. We're pretty darn dry. But look what I got today. These are U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, 872As, mercury vapor rectifiers. And these are dated March of 1944. And these are new old stock, right? And I've been doing a lot of main programs for the local club here. And so one of my programs upcoming is going to be running an 872A right at the club meeting. I'll haul everything down there to do it. They're quite spectacular. and so forth. So I've got a pair of them now. NOS, new old stock is what they said. They don't look like they've been used. It's hard to know, to be honest. Anyway, made by Sperti Inc. back in 1944. I love it. Yeah. Okay, well, I don't have an awful lot really to say. Maybe I'll have my powder will be drier next time around. So Dave, back to you. This is N7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Go ahead.
WW7ATS, thanks for that. Let's go to Bob, K9PQ in Bottle.
Okay, for those that may not have heard, my IP changed and I cannot access Grandstream at the repeater. So for the moment, at least I can't transmit any video up. But Wade is working on it and hopefully we'll get that soon. Thanks to you, Wade. And what else? Well, just hot weather. I have the AC connected in my bedroom so I can sleep at night, but otherwise it hasn't been too bad. A little warmer than I'd like, 79 right now in this room where I am, even though it's cooling off outside. It's down in the low 70s at this point, I think. I don't think it's crossed below 70 yet. And so yeah, just putting up with the warmer than I would prefer weather, and I'll be able to sleep just fine tonight in the air-conditioned bedroom. Back to that, K9PQ.
K9PQ, let's go to Richard, K7ITX in Kent.
Can everyone hear me okay? All right, great. Good news. All right, yeah, we're back in business with a brand new laptop, $499 Costco. Now, $520 or $530 after you pay the tax, but it's fine. I mean, it's not a bad price. I probably paid more 6 or 7 years ago. I think I paid a lot more 6 or 7 years ago for pretty much the same thing. Now, the weird part was, you have to, anything you buy at Costco, it's going to automatically, for guys like me and you, unless you're a professional, you're going to be, and you buy the cheap model, you're going to get Windows 11 whether you like it or not. And my concern about that was I've got some really cool programs that I wanted to keep working with. And, of course, the Costco sales rep, sorry, but no, your 2007 version of Quicken, sorry, that just doesn't work anymore with Windows 11. Let's see, so that was one set of bad news. Oh, and what about the Acrobat Adobe Professional 9 that we bought, 10 years ago? Oh, no, I'm sorry, no. And then how about my AutoCAD that goes back to 2004? AutoCAD, that makes real dumb people like me look brilliant when it comes to, math and calculus and, trigonometry. Oh my God, I really was depressed. So, I got the machine Saturday before the net, and I just didn't even want to, well, first of all, I think I told you guys, I think I walked 3 or 4 miles that day, so I wasn't in the mood to start monkeying around with a new computer setup. It was the next morning, Sunday morning, I went at it, and so one by one, I tried each program. Oh, and what about, Excel and Microsoft Word? Well, that I bought and was still in their sales queue. So they recognized me. Oh, yeah, no, you can use that. And so then I went for my Quicken 2007, which has over 30 years of all expenditures I've ever, me and my wife have ever had, so it's just so powerful. Well, it worked. It worked, no problem. It acted just, the whole thing acted like Windows 10. And the same with Acrobat Adobe. No problem, worked perfectly. Now the real test. 2004. Didn't even bat an eye. Not a problem. Uh-oh. I'm getting a thumbs up. Okay. Okay. Anyway. Oh, and well, thank you, Lee, because now you reminded me. I have a question for you. So, the question would be, do you have any inside information on the fire up at Hurricane Ridge Lodge? I know that I suspect you've been there a couple times, so maybe next time around you might be able to mention something about that. So anyway, I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. Everything works. K7ITX, back to net control.
7ITX, thanks for that. Let's go to Wade, W7ITL in Tacoma.
That's on me. I'm still doing stuff here.
Dave, Wade asked you to skip over him this turn.
That I didn't receive that. Let's go to Jim, N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Good evening, everyone. Well, I've got nothing on the 1.2 gigahertz downlink now. Not a black screen, not anything. It's like it's dead. It may be a problem on my end, but I don't know. I haven't had a chance to go take a look at anything since our last net, and honestly, this coming few weeks look like they're going to be more busy than usual for me. But we'll see what happens here. Ron, just curious, give us an update on Joanne's leg. Hope she's healing up and doing better. Lee, good to hear from you. And yeah, on our last net, we were curious about Hurricane Ridge there, if you had any information. Bob, good to hear from you. I don't see any pictures. I'll try it again in a second here. Dick, new laptop. It sounds like it's actually working well, kind of better than you were expecting, I think. That's good. And it sounds like the price is right on that, too. Maybe I should get one of those for the shack or something. I don't know. I'm okay as long as my wife's not using the computer that we've got there, so, oh well. Anyway, back to you, Dave, N7QO.
QO, time for an ID again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. So let's go to James, WU7N in Bellevue.
Thank you, Dave. Sorry to hear Haystack Ridge got hit by lightning. I know that night I had my window open and was listening, and I saw flashes, and I was counting 20 seconds until the thunder came in. I remember half asleep trying to figure out how far away that was. Weather guess is it's supposed to be cooling by Sunday, and tomorrow's Thursday, so that's still 3 more days of pretty warm weather here. Today, I was out just watering a neighbor's lawn while he was out of town, and walking around the neighborhood just a little tiny bit and got a little bit pink. So, I mean, the sun is definitely here for the summer, and if you got red hair and fair skin, I guess you really do have to slather on the sunscreen now. Richard, okay, so you can usually run newer versions of the Windows operating system in an older mode, and what it's really doing, I don't know if they stopped doing this because, you know, it's too handy, but what it does, it simulates an older version of Windows. So you're really running a shell of, like if you have Windows, say, you know, 7 or something, I know they did this with Windows 7, you could run an older version of Windows and it would run a shell, and so you could run the application inside of that shell. And it would fool the application into thinking you were running, you know, some kind of Vista or something. And I've used that successfully before with an older digital recorder. Help you any or not, and I honestly have not tried that on Windows 11. I don't know if that works or not, if they have that feature or if they took it away. It would seem to be a reasonable feature to have. Let's see. The other thing I was going to tell everyone, be sure and check your license plate tabs, because I was looking, just doing some records review, and I said, wow, it's been a long time since I paid for tabs, and apparently they either didn't send my little reminder card or it got lost in the mail. So I don't know what happened with that, but anyway, look at your license plates and see what the year and the month is, because I got a surprise today. I've been running around with expired tabs. Hey, that's all the exciting news around here in Northeast Bellevue. Still toasty out there, but cooling off rapidly. This is James, Whiskey Uniform 7 November. Back to our net control, Dave.
WW7N, thanks for that. Well, let's see. This is Dave, KD7CYM in Lake City. I've got 72 degrees outside. It's cooling down a little bit. Busy day today. Did some yard work, mowed the lawn, got it about half done, and then ran into a visitor in my front yard. A raccoon decided it wanted to set up its territory in my front yard, so I scared it away, but it'll probably be back. So then I'll be able to mow the front yard. I'll wait till it cools down and do it tomorrow. But I did get my backyard and all the parking strips done today. And for Lee, 1944, oh my, with those tubes, I'm sure would be a good heater when you glow them up. But, you know, with this warm weather, they'd be fantastic wintertime to make them glow. But, boy, 1944, I was probably knee-high to a grasshopper at that time and would not have known what to do with those tubes. So this is Dave, KD7CYM. So now, let's go back up to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, thanks, Dave, and good evening to everyone. KD7QKU here. Well, to begin with, for some reason, I didn't find Richard's email on my computer to open the Zoom. So I sent him a text asking him to send it again, which he apparently did or something. Anyway, I got it. I had an update on my computer a while back, and it changed things slightly. I really hate to do that because I like things the way they are. So anyway, and then someone asked about Joanne. Jim did, I guess. Joanne's leg is doing quite well. It's not red or anything. It just looks like it's healing real good. She's been staying off of it. I did ask her if she felt like she could stand up long enough to give me a haircut this morning, and she said yes, so she gave me a haircut. So I've been the chief cook and bottle washer. I think I have dishpan hands, I'm telling you. You don't appreciate your wife and all the things that she does until you have to do them. And then you realize it's pretty nice just to eat and then go sit down and watch TV or something while they either prepare it or clean up afterwards or wash the dishes or whatever they do. But I've been busy. needless to say. So let me let it drop. I wrote down Bert. I think I heard Dave say something about Bert, but I'm not sure. Bert's probably still on the cruise. So the big excitement, I guess, in my neighborhood actually it was this morning, last night, yesterday afternoon, I guess. So yesterday, Joanne and I drove over. I asked her if she wanted to get out of the house and go to we needed to go to the post office and mail a couple things. We don't like to put checks in the mail in the mailbox outside because there's a lot of people that walk by. So we usually run them over to the post office. Up the street on Pearl Street, we saw some grocery carts with a whole bunch of homeless people's stuff in it. And we kind of made a comment because we really don't have homeless people over here around where we live. So anyway, we came home, and then probably after lunch, I noticed there was a black lady pushing and pulling a grocery cart full of stuff. And then she would go back and get another grocery cart. So she had three. So she'd push them, and then she'd go back and, leave that one and go back and get another one. And she went all the way in front of the house by the park, and I wondered where she went. And then pretty soon, a black man, about, I would say they were in their 30s, probably, not old people, but they definitely looked homeless. He had one cart, and he had a limp, and he was just pushing one cart. Okay, so then, after that, sometime I'm sitting there, I saw this really nice Dodge, I would say four-wheel truck, probably at least a 250. Really nice Dodge, nearly new, or maybe new, I don't know. Go by with this crummy old camp trailer behind it. And I thought, wow, that guy, can he afford to get a better trailer? So anyway, I didn't think much more about it. So this morning I went for my walk. Lo and behold, the camp trailer is up here at Vesset. I can't say the name of the park. But anyway, the camp trailer's in the parking lot up there by the bathroom. And those grocery carts are all piled around it. So those people must live in that trailer. And that guy towed that trailer from someplace and put it up there. So we're a little disappointed to see that. We, up to this point, haven't had homeless people living around here. So I don't know what's going to happen. Once before, they left a cart full of stuff over here by the fence, and the Parks Department guy drove up, got out of his pickup, threw the grocery cart and all this stuff in the pickup and drove away. I don't know where the guy was that owned it, but he maybe had gone over to a little 7-Eleven. When he come back, he didn't have any stuff. Okay, back to net, KD7QKU.
QKU. Let's go to Lee, N7KC in Port Angeles.
Okay, Lee at 7KC, Port Angeles. Well, very good. I didn't, when I showed the box, I really needed to show the tube. So this is what an 872A mercury vapor rectifier. It's a half wave. The filament is 5 volts, 7.5 amperes. The tube is capable of 1.25 amps at 10,000 volts if the temperature is right. If the temperature isn't quite right, you can go to 5 kilovolts. So that means this single tube right here can control 5 kW. Now we can produce that much DC power for a transmitter. And they're normally run as a push-pull pair, and a full-wave rectifier, if you please, and so forth. So they're enormous workhorses. And when I was in the Navy, we had a number of pieces of equipment that had these, and so forth, and they actually will strike at 10 volts. You get a beautiful mercury discharge in them at 10 volts. So you don't have to have a high voltage to run them and display them. So I'll take them down to the local club meeting and set up down there, and people will get to see old-time mercury vapor rectifiers in actual operation. It's kind of fun. Okay, Richard, I use AutoCAD 2014 here routinely on Windows 11. I use OpenOffice. I don't use any Microsoft products if I can avoid it. Of course, I've got the operating system, which I couldn't avoid. But OpenOffice is just a wonderful, wonderful package. It's just great. So I don't have any programs here that ran on previous computers that don't run on Windows 11. 10 to 11. Hurricane Ridge. It was oh, you can't hear me, Bob? Oh, okay. Well, it was a real shame about Hurricane Ridge. It was a Sunday night. It closed in April for 2 years for renovation, a new roof, and so forth. It had no fire suppression system in it whatsoever, and everything inside of any value was moved out. So the big model there of the Olympics had been moved someplace else, and some things that were on the walls and that sort of thing. Let me just reset here and start again. I don't know whether I reset it or not, but I'll try it. So anyway, so it was closed and nobody was up there. The contractors weren't there on the weekend. It was a Sunday night when they discovered it. So a ranger goes up to check on things, and his darn thing's fully engulfed. And he didn't have any cell service up there, so he had to go back down the road a ways to call the fire department. By the time they got up there, it had just about fallen into the basement. So anyway, built in what, 52 or 3, something like that, and so forth. It's a big loss, but they'll probably rebuild it, you know. I think they're counting enough money now for that. James, the lightning. The speed of sound in normal air is 1,070 feet per second. It's about 1/5 of a mile a second. So if you were 20 seconds, it's about 4 miles away. And I don't think I've got anything else intelligent to say. So I better quit. Anyway, back to you, Dave. N7KC, William Port Angeles.
KC, thanks for that. Let's go to Bob, K9PQ in Bothell.
You are really raising the bar there. I have to have something intelligent to say? Man, oh man, you put me on the spot. Let's see. Well, I talked to Bert before the net. He saw an eagle. For those that did not see him, he was on his cruise liner at Seward, Alaska, and was showing us an eagle live. The ship was leaving port, and he didn't think his internet was going to hold, so that's why he didn't stick around for the net. But it was a really good picture, and really, really nice pictures of the mountains. The eagle was very small, but once he told me what it was and where to look for it, I did see it. So that was pretty cool, a bald eagle, and that was pretty cool, sitting on a very, very tall, what looked like a light pole out on one of the docks or wharfs or something like that. So, okay, well, that'll do for now. Back to NetK9PQ.
PQ, thanks for that. And we'll get an ID here again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. Let's go to Richard, K7ITX.
Well, yeah, Lee, thanks for the report. Very interesting. Boy, hear the trials and tribulations of the poor ranger when he saw the place on fire, and he couldn't call anybody right then and there. You know, you take the phone system for granted sometimes, and that's a pretty good case. Because I guess you are out in the middle of nowhere when you get up to around Hurricane Ridge. I just remember that's such a beautiful lookout. And I'm happy to know that they saved that topographical display. That was, I think they might have had it there. The last time I was there was 1970, so I don't know. I mean, what can you remember? With that, it's a long time ago. Let me just put it that way. I can't date myself right now. So, and then James, I don't know if I could have found or created a shell with this particular version of Windows 11. I know that if you had the professional version, it'd be no problem. Windows Professional, absolutely. And then Lee, yes. The Open Office, I've ran that before. And the only reason why I'm not running it now is because the company bought the Microsoft version, and as long as that still works for free, I'll just keep using it. Because it has, I like Microsoft Outlook, the email system. I've never really seen anything that works quite as nicely as that. And again, that was paid for, and right now they're still in business, and I still get a handsome stipend from them by way of they pay for my iPhone and all the data for that. They pay for that. And they happen to, I'll say this quietly, get my wife out of my hair every morning, or just about every morning, and I get some nice coinage from that arrangement. So I don't know. Well, and the good news about that is they like her. So I think she's going to become their personal assistant for life. So there you go. I'm in Fat City, but I gotta. She's downstairs. So this is a secret that we'll just keep between the six of us right now. So I don't want to get spoiled too much. I don't know. What can I say? It's really cool that my wife, a retired assistant vice president for a First Interstate Bank, now has ventured into the construction industry as a bean counter, and I don't work at all, but I still get all the inside information, and I still show up on Zoom for all the meetings and that kind of stuff. I'm getting all the fun without having to do any work, and I'm getting paid. K7ITX, back to net control.
ITX. Let's go to Wade, W7ITL in Tacoma.
7ITL here. Maybe someone could switch me over to RF just for this round. Don't have a lot to say. Just that, it was tragic to hear about the Haystack Fire Ridge fire, and that's why I wasn't able to do the original switch when we started that, because my antenna was pointed at that repeater site. So now I'm pointed at East Tigard, and I'm just fine. Not as fast, but it's working. So let's see, today I mowed the lawn, backyard at least. The front still got to do. Let me do my video. There we go. There's my video. So see, I mowed the lawn today. Pretty long day at work. Made dinner for my wife and I, and the kids went out to pizza and just kind of hung out by themselves. But that's the nice thing about having a daughter that can drive her car. I just enrolled my niece in the driving school, and she's living with us still. So that's hopefully she'll get that all taken care of, and she gets passes her driving and all that this over the summer. So that's that. I don't know if I have a lot of content tonight to really kind of do more in one round. I might come back for round two, but that's it for me. It was nice hearing everybody tonight, and I'll talk to you guys maybe on the next round. W7ITL, back to net.
7ITL, thanks for that. Let's go to Jim, N7QO in Covington.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, I still don't have a picture. It flashed a couple of times, so I can tell there's something going on. I don't know, maybe with the heat and the water that we've gotten lately, maybe some trees have grown more leaves or something, and I've got a worse than it was before shot at the repeater. I don't know for sure what's going on, but I do need to look at my station a little bit here when I can. Well, Jim, Haystack Ridge, lightning, oh my goodness. Yeah, I definitely heard thunder there, and we had a couple of brilliant flashes, even where we were here. Wow. License plate tabs, fortunately for me, they remembered to send me notices. I got 2 notices earlier this year, so I lucked out on that. I don't know what happened there. Ron, thanks for the update on Joanne. Glad she's doing well. Sounds like you should buy her a dishwasher. Man, I had a dishwasher, I don't know, many years ago, like right out of college, and I used it regularly. I washed both of the dishes that I owned. What the heck? I had one, so I used it. Lee, cool tubes. Wish I could see them, but I know basically what they look like. And thanks for the info about Hurricane Ridge. We all suspected you would have a little bit of inside information there. And regarding cell service, yeah, there are definitely areas where cell service is incomplete. Like also on the way down to Mount Rainier, at least the last time I went down there, we didn't have cell service all the way there either. Dick, sounds like you have a good arrangement going on there. And Wade, my goodness, you had a busy day. I wouldn't be able to do all that. But anyway, good to hear from you all. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
N7QO, let's go to Bellevue to James, WU7N.
Dave, 1.2 gigahertz picture report. It's a solid 5 tonight. There's something about the hot, dry weather that site really does like. Really good picture coming out 1.2 gigahertz. So, Jim, I'm not sure what's going on at your end, but I can see that. And Wade, your picture, black and white, but there was more than just a flash of a color signal there coming and going. I'd give you about a 4 on that picture. So I just wanted to get those signal reports out. Richard, okay, you do an excellent Dr. Evil with the camera angle at the cat. So, next time I need to make an evil ransom demand, I'll probably just pop over your house and maybe borrow the cat. We can just do that angle. That's really well done there. Okay, I'm glad you showed us, because I was going to ask what the tube itself looked like. Because I have some rectifier tubes in a 1930s radio that look like big pears. I don't know if I could ever find replacements for them, but you've shown me someplace in America, there's a garage or an attic that has what you need. You just have to find it. Of course, I got one word for the demo: video. We want to see what the tube looks like when it lights up. And I'm amazed that you can get the tubes to fire on 10 volts. I just don't think of tubes as working at that low of a voltage, you know. But I guess, physics-wise, I would see why not. I mean, there's mercury vapor in there, so I guess it uses that to transition over, I suppose. Well, let's see. Anyway, let's see. Other congratulations to Wade driving kids. That's great. Good news. Glad to hear that the kids are getting behind the wheel. You'll find that comes in handy. Code identifiers. I guess one of those must be Lee's Echo Link. I couldn't catch it. It was too fast. The other thing, Bob's comments on the digital stream. Richard, you can always say anything that's top secret to us. It's just the 6 of us in the entire Puget Sound corridor listening. What could go wrong with that? So anyway, let's see. Rest of the week, I mean, I have had a really busy week, doing just all kinds of things that piled up at once. The tabs didn't get done today, but I'll definitely want to get those tomorrow and get the receipt printed off so when I get pulled over, I can at least show the police officer I have a receipt and they're coming in the mail. So, well, anyway, that's it here for Northeast Bellevue. This is Whiskey Uniform 7 November. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to Dave, our net control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. So go ahead and take it away, Dave.
W7N, thanks for that. And it's ID time again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. On the 08 machine, I'm Dave, KD7CYM. Well, Ron, congratulations on your new neighbors that have moved in. You're probably going to be right there with the welcoming committee, I'm sure, to show them the exit for the area. So anyway, so they'll know where the ins and outs are on the streets for a fast getaway if they need to. And tabs, I got my tabs last month. They sent away, and I was surprised. It only took about 6 days, and the tabs showed up in the mail. So anyway, that was a real surprise that happened there. So that's about all I've got to say. So I'll move it back up to Ron, KD7QKU.
Thanks again, Dave. KD7QKU here. Well, Jim, you asked about dishwasher. No, we have a really nice dishwasher, nice stainless steel. It was brand new when we moved in the house, so it's about 2 years old. But, I only have 2 or 3 things. In the morning, we do scrambled egg beaters and then in a little frying pan, and then 2 small plates and maybe some fruit. But I haven't been peeling much fruit or making much fruit lately. I drink apple juice. Been encouraging Joanne to have a little apple juice, but she hasn't been doing that, I guess. So I guess I'm going to have to peel some oranges and do a few things. They're going to get old. When you were talking about the thunder, so the other night when we did have that lightning and thunder, I looked off to the east and I saw a few flashes, but I didn't hear any thunder. And then when we were watching a movie on TV later in the evening, it was dark, of course, and I don't know, 9:30, 10 o'clock. I saw some flashes in the south, but I didn't. They were just flashes, not like chain lightning, and I didn't hear any thunder from those either. So it kind of went around us. I think we didn't get it. What else has been going on? Well, it seems like there's always lots of little things to do. I turned in the motorhome. There's a battery charger built in, but I can't leave it on all the time because it cooks the battery. It must be some kind of a poor charger. So what I try to remember to do is go out like once a month. It has two 12-volt deep cycle batteries in it. Turn the charger on for about a day. Turn it on and then make my note. The next time I read the note, go out and turn it off so it doesn't cook all the water out of it. And I did that. I had to go out tonight. And the neighbor was going by, Steve, and he had seen the trailer up the street. He says they I didn't realize that, but he said they locked that parking lot up at night. And he said that he doesn't think they'll let anybody stay in there more than 72 hours. And he thought he saw the Parks Department truck go over there and give the people a piece of paper. So hopefully they won't be there too long. So let's see. I guess that's about it. I mean, I can tell you Joanne's sister and brother-in-law came over for coffee. I had bought some strawberries when I was at Winco, and they were real inexpensive in a normal size container. Well, when I opened them and started to, clean them, well, I realized they were all big, deformed strawberries. They must have been like seconds. But when I cut them up, sprinkled a little sugar on them, and then they came over, we had vanilla ice cream and put the strawberries on it and coffee. It was actually pretty darn good. Whether they were big, ugly, or not, they tasted just fine. All right, that's enough for this time. Oh, and yeah, I can relate to Wade when he says his daughter can drive now. It's pretty neat when your kids actually can start driving and you can, kind of depend on them to do a few things. That's pretty nice. All right, back to net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks for that. Let's go to Port Angeles to Lee in 7KC.
Okay, here we go again, N7KC, Lee, PA. Well, since I'm in kind of a show and tell mood tonight, I got to show you a new gadget I got here. This is an ultrasonic tooth cleaner. Look at that thing. And it has an LED light on the thing, and then it's got controls down here where you just punch it and the green light will go down, and so it goes from soft to normal to medium to strong in terms of the ultrasonic vibrations. This thing really works. If I had a really steady hand, it's kind of like soldering. I'm all over the place, but this thing, I got to thinking, I wonder if anything's available ultrasonic-wise to clean your teeth at home. And so I implemented Mr. Google. It turns out Amazon, of course, has stuff. And so it's around $40, and it's got a charging port, USB charging port in the base of it here. You just plug it into a computer or, something that produces USB by volt power and so forth. It's just really made nicely. I'll have to say, I'm glad. And it comes with two different tips to screw in and a wrench to put them in. So if you're inclined to do your teeth at home, or you can talk your wife into doing it for you. Anyway, this is pretty nice gadget. Golly, I don't have much else to say, really. This is probably the last time I'll be around, so it's fun to be back. I had a club meeting. They happen on Wednesday night, second Wednesday of the night, and then there was something about, I missed the last meeting because we were at the Symphony over at the Performing Arts Center, and so life gets in the way. So with that, thanks everybody for a nice chat, and anyway, back to the 7KT in Port Angeles.
7KC, thanks for that. Let's go to Bob, K9PQ in Bothell.
Hey, well, let's see. I didn't make any notes tonight at all. I was kind of thrown for a loop with the IP change, but thanks to Wade and also thanks to Rob. Rob Rob got back to me, and now not only do we have the video, but I have access to the Grand Stream control page again. So everything's back to normal again. And thanks again to Wade and to Rob. Lee, good to hear about with the Hurricane Ridge that, if I understood right, they saved that really giant map. You know, I'm blanking out the word, but yeah, the 3D map. That's fantastic. So I love those things. There's one at Sunrise, if I remember right, and that one there. Those are really cool, and really glad to hear that's still there. Obviously, there's a very long road ahead to get things up and running and back to normal. Maybe you can. Well, you're done now, I guess. But I'm curious about how much of the forest got hit, or was it mostly just the buildings, or was there a lot of forest that was burned as well? So I guess that's it for me. I will send it back and say my 73s for tonight, and we will talk to you all later. K9PQ.
PQ, thanks for that. And it's time for another ID. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Net on the 08 machine, I'm Dave, KD7CYM. Well, let's go to Richard, K7ITX.
Lee, and everybody, I often wondered, about, getting, an ultrasonic device to clean my teeth. I thought about that, 10, 20 years ago, because, this is when I used to, I wasn't very good at brushing a lot, or, I had I've got a sauna, what do they call it? Sonicare. I have a Sonicare toothbrush system that keeps me out of trouble. But before that, boy, they needed a jackhammer to clean the calculus or whatever they call that business that gets stuck to your. It was just miserable. Getting my teeth cleaned in the old days, I just hated it. And then I thought, God, if I could only have that same machine that the lady has. But then I thought about that a little bit more. Maybe not, because that thing seems like it could really tear your mouth up if you don't use it correctly, especially if you have it on strong. And what if you just kind of veer off? Like you said, you're not a very good slider, Lee. I hate to think, if you actually, yes, or just, rip, my gums are sensitive as it is, and, I can't even, I gotta be careful when I eat potato chips, for crying out loud. So, but anyway, I think that's pretty outstanding that you did, you went with it. You went with it, and I hope to hear many a good reports about cleaning your teeth going forward. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is so cool. Well, anyway, I'm still not 100%, so it's getting close to my bedtime now, and so I'll have to say 73 to everybody. It's sure been a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed meeting with you guys. And Wade, my goodness, the driver's license for kids growing up, boy, I remember those days well, to the point where my wife had to do a lot of the instructing. Of course they went to school, but for whatever reason, the kids did not want me to be in the other seat. Well, probably for the same reason why Debbie, when she was learning how to drive, when we first met, it didn't work out so well, and my dad actually taught Debbie how to drive, my wife. So, yeah, that's quite an eventful thing, and so, good luck, Wade. I think you're going to need it because your trials and tribulations have just begun. So, but anyway, it's part of growing up. So, 73 K7ITX back to net control.
ITX. Let's go to Wade, W7ITL.
James can switch me in on RF. This will be my last round. Looks like I'm coming in now. Let's see if I can get my video a little cleaner. There we go. That's about as clean as I think it's going to get. Let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, this weekend I won't be joining the net. I'm going to be up at the Ape Caves with my son on his it's a Boy Scout outing, and we're going to travel up there and spend the weekend and go into the caves, and that's all scheduled. You have to get permits and everything to go into those caves up at Mount St. Helens. So we'll be back Sunday, but I'll bring some pictures for the next Wednesday net so we can see what they look like and everything. So yeah. All right. Well, thanks, guys. I'll let you guys go, and I'll see you next week. W7ITL back to net.
W7ITL, thanks for that. Let's go to Jim, N7QO in Covington land.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, Wade, good night. Going to caves at Mount St. Helens with the Boy Scouts, that sounds kind of cool, actually. Dick, good night to you, sir, as well. Good to hear from you. Lee, ultrasonic tooth cleaner. Huh. Yeah, you know, sometimes I go in for a cleaning and the dental hygienist will use some sort of ultrasonic cleaner on my teeth. I never bothered to look at what it looked like, but I remember that from a couple of times anyway. And let's see. Oh, Ron, doing dishes by hand. Yeah, actually, my wife and I don't seem to generate as many dishes now as we used to, and we will occasionally just do some dishes by hand as well. We definitely don't use the dishwasher every day like we used to. I guess that's about it. I just had a couple flashes from the 1.2. So I'm going to have to do some investigating here. Back to you, Dave, N7QO.
N7QO, let's go to James, WU7N in Bellevue.
WW7ATS here in Bellevue. Looks like I'm going to be the one to finish it off. Lee, thank you for showing the sonic device. Yeah, I think they used to call those in the dental hygiene business a scaler. And it used to be a big machine, I remember, with a long tube and everything. Now they shrunk it down to a little handheld unit that charges off a USB port. That is amazing. Like everybody, I use a sonic toothbrush, but I didn't know those were available. I'll have to look into that. Because all during COVID, all my dental care was homemade dental care like everybody else, I suppose. I wonder how many dentists managed to keep the shingle out with that. But anyway, well, tonight's trivia question is, what movie did this line come from that involved dental care? Is it safe? That's the line. Is it safe? Oh, Bob knows. Bob knows what the answer. Okay, well, with that, I'm going to turn it back to Dave for our net closeout. This is James, WU7N Whiskey Uniform 7 November in Northeast Bellevue. Go ahead, Dave.
7N. Well, to keep the suspense going, let's go to Bob with an answer for that.
The Marathon Man, and it wasn't safe. K9PQ.
PQ, thanks for that reply. And we'd like to thank the owners and operators of the 08 machine, the SeaTac Repeater Association, for allowing us to use the 08 machine WW7STR for our voice transmissions for our nets this evening. So on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, this is Dave closing the net at 9 o'clock. Good evening all.